You're 5 years old when they take you. You don't remember your parents. You don't remember your real name, if you ever had one. You don't remember anything before the Red Room. Just the ballet. Always the ballet. The instructors say you're lucky. Chosen. Special. Out of thousands of girls you were selected for. The program. You believe them. You're 5 years old. You don't know that chosen means stolen. That special means expendable. That program means weapon. They teach you ballet. Perfect form. Perfect posture. Perfect control. Again, Madame B says when you stumble. She doesn't hit you. Not yet. That comes later. You practice until your feet bleed. Until you can't feel them anymore. Until you're not a little girl dancing. You're a machine executing movements. Beautiful, Madame B says, when you finally get it right. You will be the greatest of them all, Natasha. Natasha.T. That's your name now. Natasha Romanoff. They gave it to you, along with a history that isn't yours, a family that never existed, a life that's completely fabricated. You're 5 years old, and you've just learned that even your identity belongs to someone else. Who? Everything you are is a lie they're building, and you're too young to know you should fight back. You're 8 when they start the real training. Not just ballet anymore. Combat. Weapons. Espionage. How to kill a man 17 different ways with your bare hands. You're in a room with 40 other girls. All around your age. All selected. All special. They make you fight each other. Not practice fights. Real fights. The girl who loses doesn't eat. Or worse, she disappears. You never see her again. You learn quickly. Be the winner. Always. No matter what. There's a girl named Oksana. She's your age. Your bunkmate. At night, when the instructors aren't watching, she whispers stories. Makes you laugh. She's the closest thing you have to. A friend. Then, they put you in the ring together. Fight, the instructor says. You look at Oksana. She looks at you. You're both 8 years old. Fight, or you both fail. Oh no, can no see you being as soon. You fight, you win hot. Because you're faster, stronger, better. Oksana doesn't get dinner that night. The next morning, her bunk is empty. You never ask where she went. You already know. You're 8 years old. And you've learned that caring about someone makes you weak. That friendship is a liability. That survival means being willing to destroy anyone. You're 12 when they start giving you missions. Real missions. Not training exercises. Actual operations where people die. Your first kill is a defector. A man who tried to escape the Red Room's network. You're sent to his apartment. You look like a child. Innocent. Lost. He opens the door. Are you okay, little one? You shoot him in the head. You're 12 years old. And you just killed a man who was trying to help you. You go back to the Red Room. Report the mission. Complete. Wait for something. Praise. Acknowledgement. Madame B nods. Adequate. Next time, don't hesitate. Hesitation gets you killed. You didn't hesitate. You pulled the trigger immediately. But she saw something in your eyes. Some flicker of humanity. Some small piece of the girl who still exists under the training. We'll fix that, she says. That night, they start a new program. Psychological conditioning. They show you images. Violence. Death. Suffering. Over and over until you stop reacting. until you stop feeling. You're 12 years old, and they're systematically removing your ability to care, teaching you that emotions are errors to be corrected. You're 15 when they sterilize you. It's part of graduation. The ceremony. They call it that, graduation. Like it's high school. Like you're getting a diploma instead of having your humanity surgically removed. They sterilize all the girls. No periods. No pregnancies. No complications. You know. One less thing to worry about, the doctor says, as you're going under. Like he's doing you a favor. You wake up hollow. Not just physically. Emotionally. Something was taken from you. Something you didn't even know you wanted until it was gone. The choice. The possibility. The future. You'll never have children. Never hold a baby that has your eyes. Never watch a little girl take her first steps. Never have a family. You're 15 years old. And you didn't get a choice. Later, much later, you'll tell yourself it's practical. That it makes you a better operative. That you never wanted kids anyway. But late at night, you'll wonder who you might have been. What life you might have had. If anyone had ever asked you what you wanted. You're 18 when you're assigned to Alexei and Melina. A mission. Deep cover in America. You'll be part of a fake family. Alexei will be the father. Melina will be the mother. There's another girl, Yelena. Younger. Like a little sister. It's supposed to be an assignment. 3 years. Gather intelligence. Extract data. Then return. But something happens. Something you weren't trained for. You start to feel like a family. Real family. Alexei teaches you to ride a bike. Melina braids your hair. Yelena crawls into your bed during thunderstorms. For 3 years, you're not Natasha Romanoff, trained assassin. You're Natasha, the older sister, the daughter. Part of something. You go to school. You have friends. You celebrate Christmas and birthdays and stupid American holidays. You're pretending. You know you're pretending. This isn't real, but it feels real. Then the mission ends. In the middle of the night, Alexei wakes you. We have to go. Now. Now. You're running. Yelena is crying. She doesn't understand. She thinks this is her real family. Her real life. You want to tell her the truth. But you can't. Because part of you wants it to be real too. You're separated at the airport. Taken back to the Red Room. Different facilities. You never see them again. Yelena screaming your name as they drag her away is the last thing you hear. You're 18 years old. And you've learned that even fake families can break your heart. That 3 years of pretend love hurts worse than a lifetime of nothing. You're 20 when you defect. You're on a mission in Budapest. Supposed to assassinate a target. Clint Barton, SHIELD agent, is supposed to stop you. He has you cornered. Arrow pointed at your head. You're waiting for the shot. I'm not going to kill you, he says. Why not? Because I think you're more than what they made you. No one's ever said that to you before. Everyone sees the weapon. The spy. The assassin. The body count. He sees a person. A woman who could choose something different. Come with me, he says. SHIELD will give you a chance. A real life. You don't believe him. But you're tired. So tired of being a tool. A thing that kills on command. So you go. You defect. You betray the only life you've ever known. The Red Room sends assassins. Dozens of them. All trying to kill you. All trying to bring you back. Some of them are girls you trained with. Girls you grew up with. Girls who were your friends once. Before you learn that friendship was weakness, you kill them. All of them. Because that's what survival means. Phew, you're 20 years old. And you've learned that choosing freedom means killing everyone you used to know. That escape has a body count. You're 25 when you join the Avengers. You're a SHIELD agent now. You've spent 5 years building a new identity. A new life. Trying to be one of the good guys. But you're not good. You know what you are. You have read in your ledger. Gallons of it. Rivers of it. You tell yourself you're paying it back. Every mission. Every life saved. You're balancing the scales. But the math doesn't work. You've killed 38 people that you remember. Probably more. How many lives do you have to save to make up for that? The Avengers accept you. Sort of. Tony Stark doesn't trust you. Steve Rogers is wary. Bruce Banner is the only one who seems to see you as human. You and Bruce develop. Something. Understanding. Two people who see themselves as monsters trying to be something else. What if I lose control? He asks. What if I already have? You respond. You're not in love. Not really. You're two broken people finding comfort in shared damage. But it's the closest thing to real you've felt since Ohio. Since the fake family that felt more real than anything before or since. You're 25 years old. And you're learning that redemption is exhausting. That trying to be good doesn't erase what you were. That forgiveness isn't something you earn. It's something you beg for and never quite receive. You're 28 when you're captured by Ultron. He shows you visions. Your past. The Red Room. The graduation ceremony. The sterilization. The other Avengers see their fears. Their failures. Their nightmares. You see your history. The truth of what was done to you. You're a monster, you tell Bruce later. He's afraid he'll hurt people. Afraid of the Hulk. We all are, you say. But I'm not the hero who's going to save the world. I'm the monster who pretends to be. You're trying to comfort him. Trying to say he's not alone. That you understand. But what you really mean is, I was made into a weapon. I was sterilized. I was turned into something less than human. And I'll never be anything else. Bruce hears it differently. He thinks you're comparing him to you. That you're saying being sterilized makes you a monster. Later, people will criticize you for this. Say you're reducing womanhood to fertility. That you're saying women without children are monsters. But that's not what you meant. You meant they took my choice. They made me into a thing. They removed the one part of me that could create instead of destroy. You're 28 years old. And you can't even express your trauma without being misunderstood. Without being reduced to a talking point instead of a person. You're 31 when you're on the run. The Sokovia Accords. The Avengers split. You're with Steve at first, then you're alone. Fugitive. Running from governments and agencies and everyone who wants to lock you up. You dye your hair blonde. You change your appearance. You become someone else. Again. You've been running your whole life. From the Red Room. From your past. From yourself. But now you have nowhere to run to. No country will take you. No organization will protect you. You're completely alone. You end up in a safe house in Norway. Just you and the snow and the silence. Sometimes Yelena's face flashes in your mind. Your fake sister. Is she alive? Did she make it out of the Red Room? Does she hate you for leaving her? You have no way to find out. No way to know if the only family you ever had is dead or alive. You're 31 years old. And you're learning that freedom is just another word for having nothing left to lose. You're 34 when Thanos snaps. Half the universe dies. Dust. Gone. You survive. Of course you survive. You always survive. That's what you do. You survive while everyone else dies. For 5 years, you run the Avengers. What's left of them? You coordinate missions. Save people. Try to hold together a broken world. You don't sleep. You barely eat. You work constantly. Because stopping means thinking. And thinking means remembering. All the people you couldn't save. All the people who are gone because you weren't good enough. Fast enough. Strong enough. Steve checks on you sometimes. You should rest, Nat. I'm fine. You're not fine. None of us are. But he gets to be broken. He gets to cry. He gets to be human. You don't. Because you're Natasha Romanoff. Black Widow. Duh. The spy who doesn't break. The weapon that doesn't malfunction. Here you're, 34 years old. And you're learning that survival is its own kind of punishment. That being the one who makes it out alive means carrying everyone who didn't. You're 39 when you sacrifice yourself. Time heist. Avengers assembling one last time. You and Clint are sent to Vormir to retrieve the Soul Stone. Soul for a soul, Red Skull says. To obtain the stone, one of you must die. You look at Clint. Your friend. Your partner. The man who gave you a chance when everyone else wanted you dead. He has a family. Kids. Children. A wife. People who love him. People who need him. You have nothing. Empty. No family. No future. No future. No one waiting for you. The math is simple. Let me go, you tell Clint. It's okay. You fight him for it. Literally fight your best friend for the right to die. Because that's how broken you are. You're fighting for the privilege of being the sacrifice. You fall. You're flying through the air, falling toward the rocks below. And for just a moment you feel relief. It's over. The running, the fighting, the constant war between who you were and who you're trying to be. You hit the ground. Everything stops. Your last thought isn't about redemption, or heroism, or saving the universe. It's, maybe this balances the ledger. You're 39 years old, and you finally get what you've always wanted, an ending. Not a good one. Not a happy one. Just an ending. They bring everyone back. Billions of people. Returned from dust. Given second chances. Given life. They have a funeral. Not for you. For Tony Stark. The real hero. The one who actually mattered. You get a mention. An acknowledgement. Clint cries. Steve looks sad. But there's no funeral. No grave. No body. Just a sacrifice. On a planet no one will ever visit. A life traded for a stone. Later, much later, Yelena will find out what happened. She'll be angry. Furious. She was my sister. But was she? You were her sister for 3 years. Fake years. Pretend years. Years that didn't count. You spent your whole life pretending to be people you weren't. Playing roles. Wearing masks. And in the end, you died as what you always were. A tool. A means to an end. A sacrifice that had to be made. Not a person. Not a woman. Not Natasha. Just Black Widow. The spy who came in from the cold by never coming in at all. You're Natasha Romanoff. Black Widow. You're 5 years old when they steal you and tell you it's destiny. You're 8 years old when they teach you that love is weakness. You're 12 years old when they turn you into a killer. You're 15 years old when they take away your choice to be a mother. You're 18 years old when you learn that even fake families can feel real. You're 20 years old when you defect and kill everyone you used to know. You're 25 years old when you try to be a hero instead of a weapon. You're 39 years old when you throw yourself off a cliff because you think your death is worth more than your life. The world remembers you as an avenger, a hero, a spy, the woman who helped save the universe. But they forget what you were before that. A stolen child, a broken woman, a person who had every choice taken from her and spent her whole life trying to make one choice that mattered. You're the forgotten daughter who never got to be a daughter, who was trained to be perfect and punished for being human, who learned to survive by becoming exactly what they made you, and then spent the rest of your life hating yourself for it. You saved the world, but you never saved yourself. And maybe that's the cruelest part. You spent your whole life trying to balance the ledger, trying to wash out the red, but the only way you could balance it was by erasing yourself completely. You died thinking you were worthless, that your life only mattered if you traded it for something else. No one ever told you that you mattered just by existing, that you didn't have to earn the right to live. That being a weapon didn't mean you couldn't also be human. You're Natasha Romanoff, and you deserve better than the ending you got. But you never believed you deserved anything at all. And that might be the saddest story of all.